Hey buddies, Mr. Pugly here, coming at you with another Borderlands 3 video. Today I'm going to be showing you the weekly giveaway items for this week. These items are only available for PC and Xbox users. The only condition that you have to meet to actually get the items is to be subscribed to the channel. To get the actual items, you have to join the Discord on the top right and ask for them on the Pugly's Depot. But before I get into the meat and potatoes video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch on the top right. You have no idea how much helps me out. And let's get into it.
Legendary? Whoa! No way, dude!
The first things first, the first item that is of interest is going to be the needle gun. Now recently you know of me using the needle gun to deal lots of reload damage, so instead we're going to be using it as a way to buff up our orb and to send it into multiple different areas. So this is a Phaseflare build, which means you'll have to have DLC 5. What I'm trying to do is optimize the fantastic light ability of the ball to get it to travel to other enemies as quickly as possible, deal as much damage. The more enemies you kill with the ball, the more damage the ball is going to be dealing. The reason why the needle gun is a good choice is because you can shoot around the enemy and then it will occasionally just home in onto the enemy and hit them. So we're not using the needle gun for damage itself, despite us having some decent gun damage. We're really using it as a way to redirect the orb. Another key item is the revolter, but I'm not going to be giving away the revolter only because everyone has it already, so I don't really see a reason to give that away. Next item is going to be a death blessing. Now every single time you kill an enemy with the orb or gun damage, which is going to be all the time, we spawn a remnant orb and then it increases our weapon damage by 150%, which is great. And then we have 4 points in the admin on there to increase our action skill damage as much as possible, which is excellent. Of course, we're using an element projector victory rush to allow us to deal as much damage as possible with the ball. We're going to be using the sellout to proc the element projector, but the element projector is the item we're giving out, not the sellout. So you got to make sure you have a sellout, which you should have gotten from another day of our giveaway. So far we have the needle gun, death's blessing, the revolter. Those are the 3 items we're giving away. And the 4th item is going to be the Mitosis Hunter Seeker, because the Hunter Seeker does a fantastic job at dealing lots of gun damage around to multiple targets. So it's going to make the ball sporadically hit multiple targets really quickly. This has on grenade throw, and then I'm going to go over to the Malon takedown just so you can see how effective this build is, because it's really fun. One of my more favorite Amara builds, honestly. If you want a full build showcase explaining the build a little bit better and the skill tree points, please click on the top right. There'll be a full build explanation right there. So since there's a decent group of enemies that spawn here, this will actually be a great example to show you why the Fantastic Light and the Hunter Seeker does a fantastic job together. So I'm going to spawn the Hunter Seeker, or not the Hunter Seeker, the Phase Slam over there, or the Phaseflare, and then I'm going to spawn the Hunter Seeker, and then you'll just see the ball will just go to all the enemies that the Hunter Seeker actually hits, which is a fantastic combo. As you see here, it's just going all over the map, just one-shotting everyone it touches like a pinball. It's basically like a pinball. It's really fun. I love this build so much, and we're going to get lots of remnant orbs to spawn, and you know how much damage remnant orbs do. Right there, that would have been a lot more if we got a better shot off of it. Like, the damage that spawned the remnant orb makes it scale the damage, and since our regular shot wasn't too high, it didn't scale too hard. But you see this one that was 15 million, this should hit for right there. It didn't, oh my gosh, it didn't even show the amount. That means we hit damage cap, or visual damage cap, which means it dealt over 1 billion damage. That was great. Since we're using expedite, we'll also see our phase flare come back really quickly. It went on cooldown, now it's off cooldown right away, so you'll see all these guys are just going to die real quickly. I'm going to spawn a bunch of Hunter Seekers, and you'll see the ball will just spin around, or not necessarily spin around, but just go all around, which is so fun to see. You see all these guys are just dying real quickly. A bunch of remnant orbs are spawning, just doing all the dirty work for me. And since we got a Death's Blessing to proc on us, we see a bunch of weapon damage is now being applied to ourselves, which means we're actually able to deal a lot more damage than we were previously. So we're just going to spawn some Hunter Seekers over here. We're going to see the ball is just going to launch over there and then just kill the Kraken very easily. This build is just nutty. You got to try this as soon as possible. Definitely make sure you join the giveaway on the top right and get these items, because it is really fun. Now let's test it on the Valkyrie squad real quick. Going to spawn a Hunter Seeker, and then I'm going to spawn the orb, and then the orb should really do most of the dirty work here. Right there, it immediately got rid of their first phase, which is awesome. And then we see a bunch of enemies over here. The orb should do most of the work here as well. There we go, killed that group of enemies. Let's see him kill the boss real quick. Bam, just like that. Guys, Fantastic Light is so busted. Basically any action skill based builds with Amara just deals so much damage. It's so fun, guys. And then this guy spawned. Remnant Orb is going to do all the work right there that time. So the boss doesn't know what to do. He just walked forward, and then all these enemies are spawned. They're all going to die immediately, and then this next guy is going to spawn, and his phase is completely done as well. This build is advertised to be able to deal up to 1 billion damage very easily, and you can clearly see that when I say that, it's not a joke. It's able to deal that much damage and more very easily, especially because of Remnant Orbs being so nutty. But the ball itself is also able to do that. So all the bosses are now spawned. I'm going to summon a bunch of stuff over here with the Remnant Orb and Hunter Seeker, and then the actual Phaseflare itself. The ball is going to pinball to all the enemies and just kill them like that. And that's pretty much the build in a nutshell. Once again, if you want a full explanation on the skill tree and in-depth explanation on how this build works, the ins and outs, make sure to check out the build in the top right. And as always, a big shout out to the members who make these videos possible. We have Jason Noodles, Clairvoyance, 31bar70, and Rick Iglesias. These are the people who support me as little as $5 a month, and you can also support me as little as $5 a month by clicking the link in the comments or description or on the top right to become a member. The more members we have, the closer I get to becoming full-time, which means more videos for you guys. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
And the last shall be first to immerse in a pass out heat, facing him out with a moxie melt till he woke up drowning in tchotchke hell. War in a cave with a torch on a wall, then a window arrangement of porcelain dolls.